Greetings, family. It is good to be here once again. Time continues to accelerate, and you continue to notice that everything has taken a path of inevitable transformation. Those who believe they hold absolute power over the masses are noticing the game turning and are becoming restless because they observe that their demands are no longer being met, and the control over those who, for so long, gave them credit, often with votes of good faith, is slipping through their fingers. You have realized that the power to change the world has always been in your hands. That all transformations can occur quickly or take a long time, according to how you put your strength and mastery into action. Being a master goes beyond being an instructor of something, it is, above all, also knowing how to conduct yourself in an environment that constantly calls you to the exercise of balance. Being a master is also not giving your power to anyone, in the sense of allowing them to guide your lives and take away from you the sovereignty of simply being who you are. Those who operate in the darkness recognize, and have always recognized, your power, otherwise, they wouldn't be so concerned with the idea that the masters are retaking the lead in their own journey. For many millennia, you have gone through challenges that no other soul in the galaxy had ever gone through before. Not so intensely, not as it was, not as it has been. I have always seen your effort to remain lucid amidst the storms of a world in evolution, with its aura tormented by pain and disconnection from your originality. In recent years, you have learned to look more at one another, to join hands more compassionately, breaking down the barriers of prejudice and anything that tries to pit you against each other. That is what those who operate in the darkness have always wanted, to divide you. You are advancing towards what we call light communities, or light cities, when you will finally be able to live in harmony. Although in the last 2 decades, especially, many spiritual leaders have planned and developed projects of this nature, in some cases, it is observed that when in a group, some inclinations towards old ways emerge, due to influences from the lower bodies, desiring supremacy, thus creating conflicts within these environments. But with goodwill and the search for harmony and deeper understanding of the spiritual laws of the cosmos, you will find yourselves increasingly involved in such communities. Because it is the inevitable destined outcome. The light cities, which will become crystal cities, will be havens of healing and regeneration, and many of our emissaries are already in the physical environment or preparing for the continuation of these undertakings. I also reinforce, dear ones, that the internal work to conduct yourselves in a group is essential, because in these environments, true fraternity, respect, and diplomacy are impulses and form special protective fields so that remnants of darkness still present do not infiltrate, causing unrest and discord in such precious work. You are entering a year of reconnection with the infinite Creator. A year of beginnings, of reconnection with your individuality, and your leadership strength. This is the moment for you to take possession of your life. You will perceive the great need to walk on your own legs, to reassume your power, to take the reins of your life. You will enter a great transition from an inauthentic self to your most authentic self. You will perceive the unveiling of the veils, where not only you in your individuality will perceive the profound change, but also in your surroundings, in environments involving science, politics, and religion, for example. As masks fall continuously, you will be surprised by so many lies being exposed. This is part of this year, dear ones. This is part of the revelations that will show themselves in 2026 for you, which will extend onward in the continuous process of transformation from your lower self to your higher self, as well as across the entire surface of Shan, and all the kingdoms that comprise it. On the path of this ongoing transformation, we are continuously warning about our mass approaches to your solar system. We are informing your global leaders that the narratives that they are alone in the universe or something to that effect will no longer be tolerated for much longer. They know about us. They have the alerts that we are continuously giving, dear ones. They know of the return of the masters. The Atlas is a good example of this. There will be more activity from our ships, we will contact you even more. We will seek you out in various ways, for appropriate contacts, especially when you are sleeping. Have no doubt about this. There will be a collapse of some government on your planet, with its directions coming into conflict with the incoming new energies, which demand space for transformation. Two specific religions of the old world will begin to crumble. Pride, vanity, arrogance will lead them to ruin. Old leaderships will be invited to withdraw from the scene. I have told you this before. The world you see will begin to crumble. And there is nothing that can sustain it. It is necessary that this happens. And that is why you are there, to support this change. There will be an increase in volcanic activity in certain regions, and nature will begin to show its signs more emphatically and effectively. Shan is moving, it is adjusting to the new frequencies entering its system, and I, Ashtar, am tasked with maintaining, as much as possible, the balance between all, especially between those who desire peace and love on Shan, which I have the responsibility to liberate. I also need to inform you that there are some leaders in your world who plan, through biological warfare, to create chaos in the food system, with the spread of pests, and also, much of what the people of Shan consume, which may already be genetically damaged, to create even more chaos, trying to provoke scarcity. It's a way to try to maintain control of the masses. To them, I, Ashtar, inform, I am in charge of not allowing them to do this. Even if there are regions susceptible to these attacks, due to what we call karma, a global scale of food scarcity is very unlikely to happen. Because you would need to get through me first. And that is something they know. As they themselves say among themselves, dealing with him, as they call me, it's very difficult. Oh, it is. In 2025, you had your DNA activated, coming into reactivation, and what do you expect in 2026, dear ones? The answer to that is the increase in your consciousness, your mastery, beginning to know who you really are, and why you are there. The return of the masters is not new to you, you have been, and returned many times, and this is not the first time you have dived so deep into density. But without a doubt, it is the time you have felt the most, learned the most, expanded the most. It is the time that the deepest within your souls was so overwhelming. But you will truly return. You will return to that more expanded consciousness. You will begin the return to mastery in a significant way. You will have support from the masters of Shan, and from space. You know those called the Ascended Masters? Yes, they will return more active than ever. These masters will begin their intensive contacts with people on the surface of Shan. Through dreams, intuitions, irradiations. They will show themselves to many in various ways. This will be another reminder of who you really are. I am with them at all times, and they are eager for this to manifest as soon as possible. You go through all the phases we mentioned before, you received an invitation from me, you received this invitation for this great journey, you were warned of the difficulties, but still, you accepted, as courageous as you are. In this dive, you did not lose your divine spark, in the face of so much pain, you did not lose it. You went through the great breaking, which is being crushed by density. And submitting to the challenges it imposes, but still you resisted. You passed the risk markers when your humanity was on the brink of self-extermination, but you managed to transcend. You entered into a deep healing. This incarnation for you is a healing incarnation, my dear ones. That is what it represents for you. I know that many of you question whether you are doing anything in this life. You are fulfilling your purpose, and I say yes, you are. I hear you when you enter into these questionings, when in the silence of your hearts you become restless with these inquiries. But, my dear ones, one thing I know, I speak not only for myself, but I also speak for the masters by my side. You are going beyond, healing is coming, you are immersed in the process. Could you not return to mastery without giving away all that you have learned, without giving away your gifts? It is important that you also understand that the return of the masters does not mean that you go somewhere else, it means that you will be in yourselves. It means that you will begin to find the true you, the master that you are. Where you went and why you went. It means that you will also receive more visits from the ascended masters from space, from your guides and mentors. They are returns, of returns. Masters will find masters, masters who will teach masters. Masters who will give away all they have learned. You will notice more people seeking you out for information about what you know, with questions and whys, and you will help them. My dear ones of Shan, the portals of the galaxy and beyond will be open for you. Home will be more alive within you. You will have greater freedom to be. And the external oppressive power will no longer undermine your strength. Because you will recognize yourselves as the masters you are. You have returned to being who you truly are. It will be a profound year of internalization, where you will feel more need to be with yourselves. Where you will feel more comfortable with people of the same resonance and where the spirit will have more space. The masters have returned. You will recognize yourselves in these spaces, and in the aspect of mastery, you will be more inclined towards union, self-understanding, and mutual understanding.